Oh,
We
okay.
have a lot to go over here today.
Yeah, right, yeah.
I need every minute of this.
All right, so I see we're all here. There's a roll call. Approval of minutes. Any issues?
See that 100%?
Wow. Yeah.
You're grading them?
A plus plus.
Good job.
Good job.
It's so condensed anymore, you know?
Department reports and presentations, a personnel update. So let's see how long you can make this last. Since we're waiting for others.
The correct answer is not long.
I show Joanna is logged in.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not really good with blue jeans, but I think I'm in that picture that shows an empty office.
You are. I'm in the office, not you.
Here's where I'm
Yeah.
not.
But I am here.
Okay. Fair enough.
I have a question about personnel. It seems like a lot more than usual. Is that?
It's a lot on there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't bring my sheet with me, but it seems.
you go. Does anybody else want a copy?
I'll take one.
Okay.
Thank you. You need one?
Are you getting more of a turnover or just about the same?
So that we had the three retirements.
Yeah.
So we're kind of backfilling those. As far as recent separations,
I heard you had a police officer resign.
yes, we did have a police officer. We did have a permit coordinator move on, Jody Barnett, and the accounting specialist 3, Alan.
I have one more question.
Yes.
What's Rule 9 intern? I'm sorry.
Oh, good for the judge.
What's the Rule 9 intern?
Oh, are you asking me? Okay, that's
Yeah.
somebody who's usually a second or third year law student, and they can appear in court and negotiate. They can even do trials. They just have to be supervised by somebody who is admitted to the bar.
Oh, cool. Haven't seen it before. Thank you.
Josh was our Rule 9 intern while he was finishing up his law degree.
Oh,
So they can become employees.
that's cool.
And they're a great help to the prosecutor's staff. They really help to pick up the slack.
Are they a free person? Or we pay them to work.
Well,
Are you
Josh
training?
worked for free, I think, for like 9 months.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, there are other
That's pretty
agencies
cool.
that do pay for their interns. And that we did have one candidate earlier, because this has been open for a while, that applied, but then did get picked up in a paid one. So,
Thank you. All I got.
any other questions on the staffing update?
Who was the officer that left?
Adara Marino?
Oh,
She was new.
Just hired, right? Yeah. Okay.
She came
About
from
6 months.
Yeah.
Pierce County. I think she came from.
King County
Pierce County,
Corrections.
something.
3 months. She lasted.
We do have a chief leaving.
3
August
months?
15th.
Surprise. Swearing in, so, okay. So, FTO.
So with the chief leaving, you plan on hopefully fill that position right away, or does that take a time to?
I believe they're having interviews tomorrow, Tom.
Well, I'm just here for lunch.
That's all I heard. He's confidential. You get free.
You'll be right back. Yeah, I mean,
Let's make a decision. How soon does that take place?
we also need to do, we'll need to conduct a background check, and so we'll need to talk about some kind of interim situation.
And it's a appointed position, so council would have to appoint.
We cancel it, yeah, like we've done before. Okay. That's all I got.
Thank you.
All right, we nominate Michael. Yeah. Anything else for Brian?
No.
Thank you. Move on to discussion and action item, AB 23-118, request to add limited term community court case manager for the FTE chart. So I'm guessing, is that you or the judge?
Judge Daniels.
Judge Daniels.
Yes, so as some of you may or may not know, we are going to receive continued funding for the therapeutic court at least through June of 2024. And our experience in this past has been that we really need to have a full-time case manager. A part-time case manager just isn't there enough to be able to provide the services that we are finding the participants need. They really are way more needy than Kathy and I anticipated. And if we don't have somebody that is accessible on a full-time basis, we just can't properly provide them the resources that they really need to be successful.
What kind of resources does the case manager provide?
Transportation, connection to substance use disorder evaluations, mental health evaluations. It helps them get into follow-up treatment that may be recommended. It helps them to locate resources for housing, education, work. Pretty much everything that the average person would need to get by in life.
Yeah, help them with getting into housing if they do an assessment before they enter into anything, and so it brings up needs. And if maybe they need assistance with education and getting employment, you can help them with finding employment or furthering education to help them along. We have one everything else participant right now that he's in community court, but he doesn't have a phone. And so it's like, how can we find those resources out there to be able to provide them with a phone, which we found one today. But it's a lot of legwork and everything else. And so I spent over 3 hours today just trying to do a follow-up with that, where I could be doing other things where this person could be building all of those resources and establishing the program so that we have all of those resources readily available for anybody that walks in the door and stuff. So.
Your Honor, being that this is, the courts look like they're authorizing up to $288,000. You're asking for upwards of $135,000, $131,000. Is it expected that this will be renewed again come this time next year because we're only using half of what they're allocating?
It is, Justin.
Okay.
The information that we are getting from the AOC is that the legislature is getting used to this,
This just came through.
and that we can anticipate that there will be funding in the future.
That's great.
So I just handed them the copy of the agreement that we got today that we're also going to need to bring before council. This is the full agreement where they're awarding us the $288,000. And if you look at it, it talks about personnel salaries and benefits is up to, what is it, $160,000. Yeah, just for that. And then you go into equipment, training for personnel, sending them to training, and then other treatment services, and that which brings it up to the total of the $288,000. And there is a section in there that talks about this funding only go through, but we've got to show that we're going to expend those funds in order to reap additional funds probably next year. So.
And we will put forth best efforts to spend every dime.
Yeah,
Well, this is great. I mean, there's so many people, so many challenges out there, and to have this available for going through would be great.
I was helping Kathy prepare this agenda bill, and I wasn't aware that you haven't gotten the $288,000 approved by council yet. So it would behoove us to postpone this going to council until the council approves, or the same night they approve the grant, because you can't really approve the person before you get the grant approved. And I would suspect that the grant could go, who meets first, us or public safety?
Same night.
Yeah, same night.
Same night, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they just
I would
gave
try to
it
take it
to
to
us.
public safety then.
Yeah. Could we approve this to move forward and prepare an agenda bill to put this on for the August 8th?
You
at the
have
same
no
time?
resolution to approve this tonight. You would have to have a resolution in order to finance committee to get this approved. The contract will require a resolution.
Right, yeah. We got this late this afternoon and stuff, so I didn't have time to prepare an agenda bill or request an agenda bill or a resolution for this.
What you can do is, as long as the deputy mayor here agrees, you could put it on the finance committee, the contract for August 8th, and add it to that consent agenda that night, so that both of these
Okay.
go through on August 8th.
Okay,
We've done it for CDC before.
Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I appreciate bypassing public safety on this because
Yep.
I think this is more a financial matter than anything. I mean,
Agreed.
if it's an hour and a half later, I don't think it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
all right. Well, Sherry, thank you for your
Okay.
guidance there.
yeah, thank you, Sherry.
Yes.
Chuck, do I need to then still send that email to John to request for the AB and the resolution?
Yeah.
Okay,
So, Sherry, will this go on the future budgets then? Or wait till these pop up as a part of?
Yeah, so the last grant they approved, the court had approved, was part of budget. And the only difference was that one, they had, like Kathy had said, a contract vendor, if you will, employee. They weren't an employee. And this time they're saying, hey, that didn't work out so well. We want an actual employee.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is a grant they've had before, and they just paid a vendor to do this work, and now they're going to pay someone to be an employee on a limited term basis as long as this grant continues.
That'll be a lot better. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And I assume it's as long as the grant continues, it's not forever, because if that grant were to go away, then all of a sudden the city's not going to absorb
Right.
that, right?
Exactly.
Cool. Sounds good.
Okay.
Any questions?
No?
Everyone, thank you.
okay, all
Love
right.
that.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Judge. Good job.
Thank
Thank you, Sherry, for your help.
Yes,
Open
thank you,
committee
Sherry.
Discussion.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay,
Open discussion, anything? Nothing?
is this gonna go on
Easy.
consent agenda then? This one will go on consent agenda too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll mention them both tonight and
Okay.
deal, and then it'll be ready.
And I'll get that ready to go ASAP. Okay,
Okay, with no open discussion, I think that's it. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.